Ding digga dong da ding da ding da dong da ding digga dong da dong da dong da dong scat man's world. Ba bo be bo ba ba do ba 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 dee ba bo be bo ba ba do ba 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 be ba ba dee ba bo be bo ba ba do ba bo be bo ba ba do ba bo be bo ba ba do ba 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 dee. I'm calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatland.
All right, happy birthday, Tyson. So before we get started watching this video, let me just give a brief introduction as to what we're going to be seeing here today. So hopefully this is a compilation of your favorite people saying 3 adjectives that they think describe you, as well as their favorite memory with you. Now this did end up being kind of a long video. I think it's around 30 minutes. So if we're sitting in Daddy-O's or if you're sitting at home watching this wherever we are, just go ahead and get some food, maybe get some popcorn and sit back and hopefully enjoy what everybody has to say. So I'll kick us off here. 3 adjectives that I think describe you. You can't get by without saying intelligence. You're definitely the smartest person I know. And when I say intelligence, I also mean the ability to teach. I know that people talk about it a lot in the coming audio clips, but I've said it many times. I would not be where I am successfully in college if you weren't in all of my classes with me. So intelligence and the ability to teach, definitely my first one. Second adjective, probably funny. I mean, you make everybody around you laugh, including me. I know that you have mentioned that you don't think that you're funny when it's just out of nowhere. You usually are funny playing off of other people, but I disagree. I think you're just a funny guy and you're a charismatic guy, which also super, super helps. And lastly, I think you're super patient. I think it's super important, especially in our current job, but just in general with what we want to do with our lives. I think patience is super, super important moving forward, and it definitely makes you such an amazing friend and an amazing person to talk to. You really take your time. You don't rush into any conclusions. You don't rush into anything like that. And I think patience absolutely defines you as a person. Now, moving on to the favorite memory. There's a lot, and a lot of people have said that, and it makes sense, right? We've all been in your life for 7+ years. I might even be the newest member in your life here, but if I had to pick one favorite memory, it'd probably be our very first cabin trip to, I believe it was your grandpa's, maybe even great-grandpa's cabin. Just a lot of fun memories shared. Obviously we rode quads a lot. It was super loud. We could sing at the top of our lungs, even though we had super squeaky voices. Super fun experience. We had the bowling ball game. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I remember it was super, super fun. I learned how to play poker that night. Just good vibes all around. But obviously, tons and tons of other events that I could be talking about here. But if I had to pick just one favorite memory, it would be that first cabin trip. So sit back and enjoy the rest of what everybody has to say. And, we all love you, and just remember that throughout the video.
Happy birthday, Tyson. I can't believe you're 21, and I hope you have a wonderful celebration. So, my 3 words to describe you are loving, kind-hearted, and steady. It's been a joy to watch you grow up, and I have so many favorite memories. It's hard to narrow it down to just one, of course. But if I had to say one, I would say hammock time, which is kind of cheating because it's multiple times, but I love just the time I get to visit with you and catch up with your friends and your family and your life and just how everything's going. So I love you so much.
3 words: intelligent, comedic, and salty. Hello. So for my story, I'm not going to tell a story because I'm a bastard. Instead, I'm going to give a little observation that I think is funny. And by I think it's funny, I mean I think it's funny. I know it's not actually funny, but it's funny to me. So that's why I'm doing it. Anyway, he doesn't get pissed. That's the observation. He does not get miffed. He does not get his jimmies ruffled. He only gets upset. And when he gets upset, he doesn't yell. He doesn't slam his fist on the desk. No. He says, damn, this sucks. And that's crazy. Because I don't think I've seen any pure, genuine anger in like 10 years. Like 10 years of not having one moment where you've absolutely just lost it. Like, that's crazy. Everybody does that. I have moments where I'll go on stupid tirades and rants because I'm just blah, but not him. He doesn't explode because he's in control. He's in control of his emotions. He's a swoon dude, is what I'm trying to say. It's pretty cool. But also, maybe don't bottle it up. If you've been bottling it up, just make sure everyone, if you're doing it in private, that's fine too. But just, maybe a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Tiny Tyson. So 3 words to describe you, I would say, are loyal, sassy, and insightful. A story about you being loyal is when you finally broke the rules for the first time that I can remember. And during COVID, during the height of COVID, when Colin and I were working in healthcare for seniors, you decided that you were going to go see Megan. You called her parents and you went over there. And I remember I came home from work and no one was allowed to go anywhere in the interim when you were at my house for 2 weeks and then back at Dad's. And I came home and I went into Em's room and I asked where you were. And she said, "Are you asking me a direct question?" And I thought that was so weird. And I was like, "Cut the shit and tell me where your brother is." And she said that you were over at Megan's. And I remember calling your dad first and saying, "Oh my God, he pulled a Stainer. How are we going to handle this? What are we going to do with this?" He's never defied anything that we've asked him to do before. And so I remember I called Megan's parents, and her parents, especially her dad, was like, "Wait, he didn't run this by you? I kind of had a feeling." And then I immediately drove over there to pick you up. And I remember you just saying, "I couldn't hear Megan cry anymore. I couldn't stand to see her so upset. And I missed her so much." And so you're loyal. You broke the rules to do what you thought was right. And then sassy, I could tell a million stories. But I'll tell the one where when you were little, you would go to church with Grandma on Sundays, you and Em. And I remember one time we were driving in the car after you had gone to church, and you looked at me and said something to the effect of, "Mom, just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean you're not going to hell." And I just thought that was hilarious. I know you're not that religious anymore, but I just think it's funny. And then insightful, because I can't think of a particular story, but I know several times where Em and you and I were driving home from U of A. That was our time to, talk philosophy. I know that Em was taking a bunch of classes, and we were going over different things, and you would always get me to think outside the box. And constantly remembering you say throughout your teenage years, when I would say something stupid or it didn't make sense, or you were trying to get me to think outside the box, where you would say, "'Cause math, Mom." So I love you, Ty. Happy birthday.
Hi, Tyson Wicey. Happy birthday. It's so exciting that it's your 21st birthday. I hope you're having a good day already, and I hope that you're enjoying all these nice, lovely messages from all your friends. 3 words that I would use to describe Tyson. The first one, I'm going to say humble. I say that because I feel like there's a lot of subjects that you know a lot about, or just certain things that you're very informed about. And I feel like you're always very willing to explain them to people or talk about them with people without being condescending about it. And I feel like that's a great quality of yours. The next one I would say is confident. I feel like in your relationship with Megan, especially, it's very refreshing that Megan is a strong, independent woman, and that doesn't bother you. You're not threatened by that. Megan is a strong girl. She's gonna be the bug killer of the relationship, and that doesn't bother you. It doesn't threaten you. So, yes, I would say you're very confident. And the last word, the best way that I can describe it is that you're just down, like you're down for anything. You're down to be one of the girlies. You're down to hear the tea from us. You're down to watch trash reality with us and just like do whatever shenanigans we're up to. And yeah, and you never complain about it, and you never act like it's a burden, like you're just always like down to clown. And a really great memory that I have of you is our senior year of high school. You and Megan weren't dating yet, but of course you were madly in love with her, and we all kind of had like a besties prom. And I just remember it was like so cute that the three of us all went together, and like you asked both of us, and you gave us both corsages, and you totally like matched your outfit to me and Megan's outfits that we were wearing. And that was just like so cute and fun because we had only known you for like a year at that point, and it was just like you were just like so down to go along with whatever we were doing. And we put you in bright red pants and a sparkly black jacket, and it was so fun. And yeah, that was a really fun night. And then you also took your shirt off in and out and gave it to Megan because she was cold. So yeah, I hope you have a great birthday, and that we all do something fun to celebrate. Bye.
Hey, Tyson. Just wanted to say that you are one of the most meaningful people in my life, and you are just one of the most caring, talented, and also tallest person that I know for sure. And I gotta say that every time that I, think of you, I just think of every time that we would go on those long car drives and just jam out to different kinds of music and just sing all day, sing all night. Happy birthday, Tyson.
Happy 21st birthday, Tyson. The words that best describe you are supersonic legend. Whether you're dominating a board game or a video game, you always make everything look easy. And that includes making great friends and being an important part of our family. You even dig a pretty mean beach hole. And now time for a little advice. If you're aiming for the stars and you find yourself flying a little too close to the sun, just remember to do a flip reset and aim for the goal. I hope this birthday is a memorable one for you. Now let's go party in Oceanside.
Okay, 3 things to describe Tyson. He's super nice. He's very patient. He's fun to play board games with. And my favorite memory is kicking his butt and catchphrase. Oh, and taking him to the beach here because it's awesome.
3 words that I would describe you as if I only had a few minutes. Loving, caring, and compassionate. There's so much to love about you, Tyson. I love your musical talents, especially when you play the piano and sing for me. I love how conscientious you are and how caring you can be. I love that you always visit me whenever you're in town, even if you're only here for a weekend. You're such a good problem solver, too. You'll learn anything you need in order to solve an issue, and do it quickly because you're super intelligent. I wonder who you got that from. I love you with all my heart, and I'll always feel your love for me. Your love all of your family is readily apparent every time I see you around all of us. I know you loved your papa too, and he loved you so much. Happy 21st birthday, Tyson. Mwah!
So when I think of Tyson, I think of a couple things. I think of confidence. He's definitely super confident and sure of himself. I think of discipline. He works really hard when he's focused on something, and it definitely shows. It pays off. Like when I went to his Les Mis, you could tell he put in hours and hours of work for that. He did incredible. and he stood out amongst everyone else too. It was super amazing. And I think of a leader too. He can light up a room, and even hanging out with him and his friend group at the cabin, and then at Brent's cabin with his friends, his girlfriend, and Emerald. Everybody just seems super welcoming and drawn to him, and he's just a leader for sure. He's super funny, he's witty, and he's honestly super fun to be around, and I'm really glad that we're doing this with like the audios. I hope he knows how loved he is and how much of an impact he has on everybody's life. Love you, Tyson.
Happy birthday, Tyson. The 3 things I like about you are, describes you, whatever one you want to call it, is athletic, smart, and fun. My favorite memory is when we had Tyson time. Alright, adios, Tyson.
Happy birthday, Tyson. I hope you've had a great celebration so far. I can't believe it's the big 21. I'll go ahead and start by describing Tyson in 3 words. The first word that I would say that describes Tyson is that he is very considerate. I feel like whenever we're playing games, whether it's video games, board games, whatever it is, he's always trying to make it so that everyone understands the game and everyone is having fun. Which is a big thing for sure, because it can be easy to not have a good time playing those games, but Tyson definitely always makes it a good time. And then the next word I would say that describes Tyson is that he is very dedicated, and I see that he's super dedicated in like his relationships with his friends, family, you name it. Tyson's just very dedicated and loyal to them. So that's another thing I would say that describes Tyson. And then the last one is that I feel like Tyson is also just straight up goofy, which is so fun to be around and kind of ties into my favorite memory of Tyson. And so my favorite memory of Tyson was when we were on our way to our Airbnb in Show Low for Megan's birthday a few years back. And for this trip, it was just me, Megan, Lily, and Tyson. So this fun little girls trip. And for those who may not know the drive to Show Low, it is in the mountains, and the drive can be a little bit winding sometimes. So there was this one part of the drive that was a little more scary than the rest, since you were basically driving on the side of the cliff and it was around the mountain and the roads were just super winding, like I said. And while we were on kind of a more precarious part of the drive, we had hit like a rock or a bump on the road or something. But when we hit that bump, Lily, Megan, and I were absolutely silent. And I mean, absolutely silent. Like that bump didn't mean anything to us. But Tyson, on the other hand, let out this sound, which to this day, I could not tell you if it was a scream, a yelp, or whatever it was, but it was absolutely hilarious. And obviously Tyson had thought that this was the end of our lives with the way that he let out that scream. But in that moment when we all heard him yell like that, we were just cackling at the noise that Tyson made, because it really just sounded like he assumed that we had fell off the cliff and we were plunging to our death. So that is definitely one of my favorite memories of Tyson. Obviously there are amazing and so many good memories of Tyson, but that one is really the best.
Happy birthday, Tyson. This is your Aunt Mary. I wanted to talk about how wonderful a person you are just a little bit. I think you're very kind, you're very compassionate, and you're very caring. I remember when Cosette was born and you were old enough where you like a lot of boys really didn't care a lot about babies or small children, but not you. You just immediately were so kind to Cosette and so playful and so friendly that she just loved you from the minute she saw you. I still remember after you had been in the one musical
at Arizona Broadway Theater, and you had that Pharaoh song. Of course, we still have video of that. And you would sing it to her, and she couldn't have been more than, 3 months old, maybe 4 at the tops. And she would just get so excited and so tickled because it was you singing it to her. And of course, you were dancing around, and she'd be kicking her feet and hollering and just so excited, and laughing. And then as she got a little bit older, there's even pictures of you and her together, professional pictures. There's one that's at Grandma Mavis's house, sitting in her living room. And Cosette just always wanted to be around you. And then when your younger brothers were born, you were always so kind and playful with them. And even when you were in high school, I would see you in the backyard and playing with them, and they would be laughing and hollering and running around and just so excited to be around you. So I have to say, you've been, your whole life, you've just been a pleasure to be around. And you also, just, there's a quietness about you, but yet you have so much confidence, and you're so self-assured that you're an absolute joy. I love you, Tyson.
All right, here's 3 things that describe Tyson: strategic, calculated, and cold-hearted, because he'll slaughter the enemy right on the spot. My favorite memory is when he left Florida and I got to laugh and take Megan for a coffee and give her hugs and kisses, and he had to leave.
My 3 adjectives for Tyson would be talented, strategic, and fun, because he's just super fun to hang out with. My best memory of Tyson is when he introduced me to Hearts of Iron for the first time, and since then, that's given us a reason to hang out together a lot more, and we get to spend a lot more time together, so that's very cool.
Hey, Tyson. The 3 things that I think of when I think of you are dedication, patience when you're teaching someone something, and confident with a dash of 0 fucks given. One of my favorite memories is when you taught me how to play Rocket League, and we literally played it for hours and won the championship for whatever cup we were playing for. But that's one of my fondest memories of just you and me doing something that we both enjoyed, and you again being patient with trying to figure out how to flip and kick the ball, and so, but it was the most fun I think I've had playing a video game with someone. So yeah, Rocket League for sure, and anytime. Love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tyson. You've been bringing us light and love for 21 years, and we have loved every minute of it. 3 words I would use to describe you are brilliant, loving, and competent. You show your brilliance through your intelligence and talent. You are incredibly loving to your family and friends, and you are extremely competent, making problem solving and managing your life look like a piece of cake, even when we know it isn't. The memory I chose to share is from when you were about 8 or 9 years old. You were a fairly new piano student and had learned how to play and sing a jazzy version of I Like Chocolate. We were in a music store and they had a piano, so I asked you to play and sing it for us. You sat down at the piano so confidently and entertained everyone in the store. It was obvious you had that it factor and were going to be a star. Watching all your music and theatrical performances were some of the best highlights of our lives. I was thrilled when you offered to teach me piano. It was a lifelong dream of mine to learn to play, and you reignited that passion. You were a patient and kind teacher and made me realize that we are never too old to fulfill our dreams. I'm excited to see you fulfill all of yours. I love and adore you and am beaming with pride that you are my grandson.
My 3 adjectives for Tyson are confident, strategic, and effortlessly charismatic. There are a lot of stories I could tell about Tyson, and I think one in particular that recently that jumps to mind, and there have been a lot of examples along these lines in the last 3 years or so, but he was having some difficulty with his housing situation, and he was just updating me. We had a phone call, we were catching up, and he's telling me about the different difficulties he was having. And of course, I immediately went into dad mode, and I was trying to give him advice, like, well, one thing you could do is you could call this office, and you could pursue this line of inquiry, and you could maybe try this, offering different options. And he was like, yep, already did that, called them 3 times, checked this box, went to this office, did, basically everything that I would have thought of, and 3 other things he had already done. He was already on top of it. And it's that kind of thing is just engenders a lot of pride as a parent, because it's like you know how to be an adult, like you know how to think through, how to troubleshoot things, how to think through the contingencies, how to come up with plans, how to adapt to difficulties. It's like all that stuff that's so critical to being a successful adult, and you're already doing it. You don't need me anymore. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You're already capable of it, and you're already on top of it. And that's very exciting as a parent to see. And to some degree, it's like, yeah, I'm still there for support and for love, but you don't need me anymore, which is great. Although that said, I did recently show you how to turn off motion smoothing on your TV, so I guess I still have some value. Anyway, all right. Love you, Tyson. Happy birthday.
Hi, Tyson. It's me. Happy birthday. I'm so glad I get to spend this birthday with you, and I'm even more grateful that this is actually the 7th birthday that I've got to celebrate you for, and I'm so lucky I get to say that, and I can't wait to spend all of your birthdays with you. Thank you for letting me. My adjectives to describe you, I would say the first one is self-sacrificing. I think you put everyone you love before yourself, and for better or for worse, because you're just that loving and caring, and you just want to make sure everyone's okay, and sometimes that means even if you're not okay. And I am really happy that I get to be the one to remind you that you deserve that love and care in return tenfold, because you matter so much, and your selflessness doesn't go unnoticed. I see it. Everyone around you sees it, and we all know you're amazing. Speaking of amazing, the second word is exceptional. I think in every facet of the term, you are exceptional. You are the funniest person I know, the kindest person I know. I think you're the greatest at wanting to better yourself and wanting to be better for the ones you love, and you're constantly learning. I think you're exceptionally intelligent, exceptionally strong-minded and strong-hearted, And I love that about you, and I think you're just the most exceptional human being I've ever known. And then the final one is a noun, but bear with me, you'll get it. You'll get it when I say it. I would say is glue. And I know, you know, other people might not know, that since even before we started dating, you called yourself glue to me and, you know, to those around you who you love. And I think it is such a privilege to be stuck to you, you know. I think the people you love, you give your everything to, and you will never let them fall apart. You will never let that relationship go with friends, family, loved ones. Like, you just care so much, and you will hold them together with everything you have. And I think that is so beautiful, and that you're just the most beautiful person. So yeah, glue is my third word. And then my favorite memory is, this is a hard one because obviously we've done so many things. We've gone on so many adventures. We've been to multiple different states. We've done so many different things, and it's so much fun. We've been to Disneyland. We've been to Florida. We've gone to New York, Ohio. Okay, that one doesn't sound as cool as the rest, but it was Sandusky. Okay, that sounded even worse. It was Cedar Point. It was like a really cool amusement park. I swear it was cool. But I think my favorite memory ever is just every night with you in all of our late night talks, and how much we laugh, and how we always go to bed way too late because we're like, okay, let's go to bed, and then we just find something to laugh at and talk about, and we just talk for hours and brain rot on my Instagram reels, and just have each other crying, laughing, and just those nights together, every night with you is just, I get to spend hours with my best friend, and I am so lucky that I get to spend those nights with you. And it's my favorite memory is all of those nights. And I think that is so wonderful. And I'm so grateful you gave those to me. And I'm so grateful that, like, we get to have those memories forever. So, yeah. So, happy birthday. I love you so much. If I sound like I'm emotional, I'm totally not. But yeah, I hope you loved this video. Everyone here loves you so, so, so much. And it's because you're amazing, and you deserve all the love you're getting, and even more for the rest of your life. So yeah, I love you. Happy birthday.